This episode did a gigantic turnaround from how it started off to where it ultimately ended up, and all the content in between and the deeper meanings to different things. I, in all honesty, was initially when I was watching the episode in the beginning, I was like, I don't know, it felt like, why are we looking at these characters, bravada and different things like that. I was kind of like, oh, this is probably not going to turn out to be a good episode. I felt like they were stretching things, and to a certain extent there were some issues in the beginning with the pacing and whatnot, but the deeper meaning to a lot of the events in the beginning is what made overall the beginning worth it. I know some people are going to say, I don't give a fuck about bravada, I don't give a fuck about wealth and NGL, none of that shit. But there was a lot more meaning to that, as well as the shit with bravada and the little girl Reina. It feels like Togashi planned, at the very least, this little storyline. Well, he planned most of this shit out. There's no way you could deny that he didn't, he planned this shit out. Like, he definitely planned a lot of this stuff out. But to go full circle with Reina being reunited with her mother, it was just really touching. In all honesty, again, it felt like it was maybe a bit too slow in the beginning, but it ultimately paid off in the end with going full circle, revisiting this. And in all honesty, it makes me really wonder, did Colt stop by? If he didn't, why hasn't he? If he hasn't stopped by, because basically Colt, if I'm correct, is the reincarnation of that little boy, Kurt, or I believe it was Kurt, the brother that was trying to protect his little sister. If he hasn't stopped by to see his mother, it's only because he believes his sister is dead, and he feels ashamed, and he feels like maybe she won't acknowledge him, and probably will even be scared of him, because at the end they look at him, he doesn't, he's a giant fucking ant. So that's probably the reason I could say why he didn't go back, being ashamed and fearing that she'll be scared of him. But the reunion between the two of them, Reina and the mother, while you would have to just spend a little bit of belief regarding just she would accept, oh, you're my daughter, without her even saying anything. It was touching, and ultimately I'm glad that it really is tying up every loose end. This arc just tied up practically everything you could possibly be thinking and wondering regarding even the smallest of minor characters, and this episode displayed just that. But not only did the beginning have meaning, then as the episode progresses you get even more bombshells. First of all, while Colt is on the phone, this little ant girl, that was basically, if I'm correct, the little baby that was inside of the queen, the last one that was left after the king pretty much killed the queen, ripped himself out of there, and it continuously is saying, I'm not Rainer, I'm Kite, because remember, Rainer is the little sister's name, and that's what Colt gave that baby to honor his, sister that had been eaten and killed and whatnot. So for that to happen, you got to start thinking, okay, you're saying that your name is Kite, you're Kite, and you're swinging swords, and you kind of even look a little bit like Kite. This would automatically make you think, is this possibly the reincarnation of Kite? Like, how a lot of these characters, they're remembering their past life. Maybe this little baby ant is remembering her past life. I believe that's a girl, if I'm correct. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I think it was a girl. And she's keeping on saying, I'm Kite, continuously saying it. So that's probably the reincarnation, you can assume, of Kite, at the very least having his memories. And it's just interesting how things are turning out. It's like, so maybe we might get Kite back after all. I really like how that was, in there. It was inserted in there very nicely too, and smoothly. I had a laugh when Morel just started running out of there. I don't know. He's such a funny dude, the way he runs, and it's like he's bumbling and stumbling. And it's clear as day that there is consequences for what Gon has done, his actions. Clear as day. I mean, he is on life support practically, about to kick the bucket. And you can definitely see the dynamics of the relationship between Killua and Gon. How Killua is like, this is the same as it's always been. You charge ahead, and then I have to clean up the mess afterward. But this time, things are a little bit different. I want that apology. You gotta apologize for leaving me behind again. And that kind of plays off of Killua's character in a way. Killua, one of the main things he's always wanted is, I want a real friend. I want to be able to, follow this real friend and be around him and everything. And Gon kind of left him behind. So you can definitely see that the character is hurt by this. And you gotta kind of wonder, what does he mean by, I'm going to heal Gon? Definitely leaving more interpretation as to what's going to happen and setups for the upcoming arc that's coming in now. So definitely some good aspects right there as well. Like, the second half of the episode was just strike, home run, great stuff. A lot of introductions. The first half of the episode, it had meaning to it, but I definitely will say it was slow, a bit slow-paced, and some of the stuff like, Bravada dicking around, and Wealth and dicking around inside of the trailer and whatnot, and Beezif just there tired. There was some bits that felt kind of unnecessary, but for the most part, the first half had meaning, and the second half, everything was just really giving some great content and setup and progression to the following arc. And then last but not least, the moment that got me jumping out of my chair when I saw it, I was like, I love seeing this shit. Netaro's tape that he left behind saying basically, you know, the rules of what's going to happen, what he wants to happen regarding the next chairman, how he wants things to be set up, and you see at the end, Ging with all the Zodiacs. I was like, oh, this is so fucking beautiful. The animation. I mean, I honestly wonder how much money Madhouse has when they can make scenes with Bravada standing there talking to Welf and look gorgeous, the art and animation, and then at the end when they did that scene, it was like, yes, this is fucking pumped. Great setup at the end. Overall, this episode, the only problems I would say is the beginning again. It was slow a little bit, and there was some stuff that kind of felt a little bit but as a whole it had meaning. And the second half of the episode was just so much good stuff coming in, getting set up for the next arc, and I'm just really excited overall. I'm gonna give this bad boy, maybe you can argue that I'm overrating it just a tad because of the beginning of the episode, but I felt like this was a very good one in the end. Overall, it was slow but meant something, so I'm gonna give this bad boy an 8, especially the second half. It was like very good stuff. I don't care. I honestly enjoyed and just felt like this was very impactful, very important for future events within the series. But let me know what you think. First of all, what is your thoughts, what is your theories regarding that baby ant that continuously is saying, I'm Kite, I'm not Rain, I'm Kite, and swinging around? What do you think? Is that the reincarnation of Kite? Do you think that it just has false memories? What is your whole take on that? And are you excited for the upcoming arc, seeing Ging, the man we've been dying to see the entire series practically, show up there? What do you think he's gonna do? What do you think he's gonna be about? And just, are you fucking pumped? Like, that ending really just got me like, Hunter Hunter for the win. I'm gonna miss that ending because I'm sure they're gonna change it soon. It's like, I love that ending. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, you can do so as well. That'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.